Hey, what up? It's the K-Man, and you are watching a bit of a PAX AUS experience video, which is where we're at here in Melbourne. And my first impression was, wow, PAX is packed. There is so much to do on the main floor. You can go check out just about every single new game. Every console vendor is here as well. PlayStation, of course. A few things that also you are not allowed to film. This is the Xbox stand, where there was quite a few cool things like this ship and some real life good old arcade basketball. Off to the Nintendo stand to go check out some of the latest games and, pick up a bit of a freebie to prove that I play it or something. Maybe, fight through the lines to go play some new games. And maybe, this game doesn't have too much of a line. We could also go check out some more of the impressive sights like this huge display and Vader on dry ice. There was also the dance stage, which was, a dance stage. Or you could go outside and check out Bethesda Lane, equipped with some Doom Marines, which was very cool. Or you could go a bit further down for a bit of a cheaper fee down at the factory outlet, which was even cheaper than inside, but you got to be a bit closer to the consoles for some tournaments and free play, and much of the same in the PC lounge. My favourite lounge, though, was the classic gaming, with PC set up with Doom and Duke Nukem, PlayStation, Nintendo 64 and Amigas galore. Here's a Sinclair ZX Spectrum and a Atari Lynx sitting next to Super Mario running on an NT Mini. Unfortunately, this Apple IIc wasn't working. They also had a Commodore Amiga 1200, which was sitting next to this fine blue-cased Commodore 64. Of course, some classic arcade machines, and right next to them was some classic pinball. Some of the systems were just on display, like this Commodore Amiga 1000, a Commodore 64 in its original box, Nintendo GameCube 64, and some Sega Saturns, a black Sega Saturn, Mega Drive, and Master System, more boxed games, and Nintendos. Even some Aussie console history, the Dick Smith Wizard from 1982. Another Aussie device is Shape Arcade. While it looks like a good old classic arcade machine, this was developed in 2018 as a graduate student project in the UK and further developed here in Australia. It's quite fun. I would say the whole hardware just makes the experience, but me and my bro need a bit more practice. If you're loving the indie games, be sure to head over to PAX Rising. Lots of engaging titles and something a little bit different. I was drawn in by Moving Marvels. While sure it's not a game per se, you can easily see its applications. And I'm a bit of a sucker for anything AR. On to the PAX panels. In places like the Gala Theatre. My first panel was full of good Pokemon banter and Zoe 2 Dots. It's where I learnt about these nice Pokemon shirts, which I didn't buy, and these cool things, which my bro did buy. In speed building, we learnt how to create short form stories using Unreal 4. It took only 40 minutes to create this forest scene of a dragon sucking the soul out of a griffin. You could also find out all the tricks and exploits to finish the game a bit quicker on the speed running stage. Speaking of time, I reckon I would have loved a bit more to just sort of potter around and see a few more things and try out more stuff. The VR gaming looked like it would have been pretty fun, and I wouldn't have minded checking out some more of the demos going on. Basically, I reckon there was so much more I could have done at PAX, and I am definitely going to be coming along next year. By the way, if you want to see some more videos on gaming, retro tech, and all sorts of stuff, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel.